If you have a business where you charge money for a service, there's going to be a point in time where you take a look at the cost of goods, you take a look at the labor, you take a look at taxes, and you say to yourself, I have to raise my prices. So how do you go about taking this action, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sylvan, coming to you live from Consulting Secrets on a perfect day to talk about profitability in business and a fantastic day to talk about you. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento. This question about profitability and raising prices comes up in just about every product, every service, every place that I go. So if you're like, hey, Scott, I work in this industry, and you raise your hand and you say you work in an industry, this is true. And it doesn't matter if it's home services. It doesn't matter if it's consulting. It doesn't matter if it's some sort of labor where you're putting some concepts or ideas together where everybody runs into this. And so what I'm going to share with you is if you take a look and you do a scatter shot of your industry, my belief is you should be in the top 50th percentile minimum, preferably the top 90 percentile for what you charge if you're good at what you do. Please be good at what you do. And what ends up happening is almost every time we go down this conversation, people say, hey, Scott, if I raise my prices, people are going to complain. That's true. People are also going to pay you. And so there's a couple of different ways that you can handle this. One, cell phone companies do this. Cable companies do this. Insurance companies do this. You can borrow their queue. You can just automatically raise price. Hey, listen, here's what happened. Cost of business went up. We got to pass those costs on to you. Cost goes up. So then what you do is you figure out the script. What's the script that you're going to say when you say we had to raise our prices? And then you rehearse it and you practice it. And then you have a second level person that when somebody's upset, screaming and yelling, that needs to talk to a title, I need to talk to a manager, I need to talk to an owner, it gets escalated up to the vice president of concerns, whatever you're going to call it. Okay? That's one way to deal with it. Number two, you send out a message. Hey, based upon what's going on, just so you know, prices are going to... Cell phone companies do this. Insurance companies do this. Cable companies do this. This is the other version. I'm looking at other industries of things that are normal for everybody in every day in life. And then what they do is they go, hey, based upon, it's a short blurb. It's like about that big. It's usually about 3 to 5 sentences. And then it reveals this is what you're going to get charged. And then once again, what happens is you are going to have people call in and have complaints, AKA concerns, and be upset and say, hey, I've been a client for a long time. Why are you raising my price? Like, because you haven't had a price increase in a long time, and we've got to cover the cost of goods and services. You've been running at a discount this entire time. And here's what happens as you figure out what are you going to do. Okay. Last on this list, the people who complain about this most of the time and usually cause the most amount of issues for a manager or a business owner is somebody in the office that doesn't want to do the work. And the reason that they don't is they're the ones that have to field the call from the upset clients. And so let's say that you have a list of 10,000 clients. It may very well be that the fear of 50 people complaining stops you from raising prices and doing what needs to be done to sustain business. And so you have to have the conversation. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. or dude or chick or person, we have to raise prices. And this is the thing that's going to happen. So if you're going to raise prices in March, you have this conversation in January. It's always 2 months and ahead of time. Like, you got to get people used to the conversation. And then you just put it on the calendar and just say every year from here on out, we're doing price raising season until otherwise noted. Or you can say under my discretion, we may choose not to do it. Looked at buying a company probably about 2 years ago, and they had not done a price increase in a decade. And so when we did a scatter shot analysis of the market, they were in the bottom 10%. They were at the furthest bottom end that you could be in. There was like 2 companies that were the less than them. And so when it came to the opportunity to offer them money for their company, there was a deduction because we were going to lose clients based upon what that cost was going to be. And so what you got to be aware of, if you're going to sell your business, you do want to be able to prove like, hey, I'm on the upper end of the market. Like, you're buying a premium company. You're buying something that's worthwhile. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but when private equity comes knocking on the door, this is one of the conversations and questions they ask, like, where are you in pricing? They know. I promise you, they know, but they want to hear what you say. You should absolutely take a look at adjusting your pricing at least once a year. It's a tough conversation. It hurts feelings. There's going to be people who cancel, but you need that profitability. You got one of three things to do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.